Hello, this is Belina from Skies Are the Scariest, a digital dungeons campaign. Music and audio by Syrinscape. Thank you for listening.
Back to the amethyst sky. We boarded up, headed back to town. Discovered, kind of had that peace treaty between your peoples. You found a few magical artifacts that the giants had kept on, and now that there was peace between your people, the Grenthal people, and the people in the Fey Woods, you had been gifted the druid's magical staff, and you guys decided to try to come up with a plan for a way to go forward. And you had a few different options between what you had discovered. Johnny knew about this ancient island that was sacred to his order, that is one of the last steps he would need to make in order to become a full-fledged initiate into the sacred order that he belongs to. And you had this ancient map that had these strange symbols on it that Johnny had been carrying around ever since your time with Left Hand Jack, that she had asked you to check out. So during this time, you had Johnny remarked, pointed out these symbols to you, and you noticed that it was very similar to some of these sigils that you had found in the past, when you had been dealing with Left Hand Jack in the beginning days. And these symbols that you came across, that you had turned into Left Hand Jack, seemed very similar to these map symbols. And there are two other map symbols for this ancient lost temple that seem to exist upon the surface world of the region. So you decided it seems like this might be linked to this strange cult of followers that had been hunting you down. They seem connected. The people who attacked you here had seemed connected to the fire sworn that you had dealt with the prince. And you guys boarded the amethyst sky and decided it was time to set out and find your way to this ancient lost temple. And that is where we pick up the party. You're all on the amethyst sky, preparing for a journey just outside the island of Grenthal, and attempting to make your way towards this new lost temple as a newly minted party of level 7 characters. What would you all like to do?
So we haven't left Grenthal yet.
You are outside the Grenthal Island region, but you have not fully left the area yet. No,
Oh, so we're not in the town anymore.
no, you're on the ship, but you haven't really you're at the dock on the ship,
Oh, okay.
prepping to head
So
out.
okay, before we leave, Belina would very much so like to run into town and buy replacement arrows because she keeps forgetting to restock.
That is doable. Uh,
Okay.
Russian town. A couple of the they don't have much in the way of forest hunters due to how deadly the forest had been. But you have a few people, kind of woodsmen and crafty, and they've got some arrows. Since you helped them out, they're actually willing to part with them for free and just give you at least a quiver full of about 20 arrows for free for all the
Okay.
good that you've done for them.
That brings me up to 29. I'll take that to 29. Okay. And haven't expended any. Yay. Okay, good. Uh which is better than 9. That's great. Um, Thank you. And I don't suppose there's like an apothecary or anything, a potion maker on this island that would have any
No,
semblance of healing
not
anything? No, no,
not really. We
didn't
can
think so. Okay,
just
no,
get
that is
everything.
the only supplies that I will be able to gather here, and that is fine. I am at least pleased that I have that going for me right now, and I will return to the boat ready to go.
Um, who here was the one that had the ability to talk to Jack with that stone thing or whatever?
It was the Johannan person.
Johanan, hey, can you let maybe Jack know that we want to meet up with her before we head over to the
I can do that. You have a where and when that you prefer?
I don't. I just want to meet up with her before we go there. I don't know where she is at, though. That we'll have to figure that out.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and send Left Hand Jack a message. Basically, we're coming from here and heading in to this area. Captain would like to meet up with you. Any chance you're anywhere near our line of travel?
Yeah, I assume you get that within your 20 character or 20 word limit. Um, so it takes a few minutes as you're getting back, and you get kind of a quick message. Still setting up shop. We will make contact with you at a later date near surface town of, and then it kind of cuts out and a little staticky at that point in time, and the message kind of cuts off before you get.
All right, go ahead and relay that to the captain.
What was the name of the town? You
Was
didn't
known.
say
Yeah.
that part.
That part didn't come through. We'll have to try and check in with Left Hand Jack on another day.
It didn't come through, or there you didn't hear it, or is she okay?
She's just working on setting up shop. That's all I've got.
Okay, then that okay. Then I guess that we head out and try to meet with her later. Is the rest of the crew below deck or just kind of walking around or chilling?
No, they're kind of moving around, making the vessel ready to set sail. Kind of getting the balloons together, getting the sails together, and just kind of awaiting directions, casting off the lines and taking off.
Okay. We have everybody on our crew on the deck right now, right?
Yeah,
Like the
everybody's
zoo
there.
crew. Okay, cool. All right. Then
Johnny went downstairs, kind of tinkering with, engine parts and stuff like that.
Yeah, Johnny. Hey, you go. Put together like the plans and stuff to maybe make our ship more powerful and faster, like you are going to do. You work on that, and we'll take care of everything. Johan, and if you want to, set, tell the crew to set sail and take over, you are the, you are the helmsman. Trezor, hey, Trezor is first mate. That's right. It's been a long time since we sailed. Go ahead and let us set the sail.
The crew seems a little confused. You guys all got what your different roles and responsibilities were.
It's been
Johannen's just leaning over the map, finalizing where.
All right, then walking up, I guess, to the top of the balcony, but not all the way up where like the helm is, but at the top of the stairs. Amethyst crew, of the crew of the Amethyst Skies, we are ready to go. Go ahead and set sail and let us be. And I'm going to assume Johanan is the actual person steering, right? So she can.
Yeah, unless
Okay.
First Mate is wanting to, but yeah, I'm taking us out. That's why I was finalizing everything with the maps, making sure I knew where we were going and how.
Perfect.
Yeah, so you get a quick aye, aye, Captain, and they snap to, and you immediately feel the wind kind of catch into the sails as Jahan, you start steering it away from Grenthal. So as you check your navigational charts versus the map that you have, there's a few identifying marks on it, but it's not super familiar to you. So go ahead and make a investigation check, but add your proficiency bonus due to your navigational skills here.
Okay, so how do I do that? Because I've got my navigator's tools, which has its own proficiency, and then the. So how do I add a proficiency to an investigation roll when they're two different?
So
I'm not
here's
sure
what I'll
I
do.
understand what you're
I'll,
asking.
I'll just make your navigator's tools use intelligence, and then just roll it just like that. Then you'll be all right. Because investigation would be an intelligence check.
Woo! That's not a good
Wow.
way to start the game.
Wow.
All right, this map, you've spent a lot of times hopping between islands, getting your bearings, moving from Sky Island to Sky Island. It's hard for you to interpret the symbols on this map. So as you guys set out, because this map is based on the surface world with oceans and currents and doesn't really document too much about Sky Isles itself. Uh, you guys set out, and what you thought might be a 2 maybe 3 week journey from where you're at. After the first 2 weeks of travel, the crew's getting a little restless, and you keep kind of checking the charts. You're not near any aether streams. You're not catching the wind. You kind of have a suspicion that you're not going in the right direction, and you're losing a lot of time trying to get your bearings on this chart. Uh, you're definitely you're closer to the ground than you were before after a period of time, but you're not seeing any identifying landmarks, nothing that's really kind of guiding you towards where you think this temple might be. And you lose 2 weeks worth of travel time just trying to interpret this map and everything. Go ahead and make another check.
Can Drazar assist her so that we get it figured out?
Sure.
I
You could make one more, and we'll count it as with advantage. It's the two of you. Just work on it together. All
So
right.
I'm starting to understand the weird surface jargon that's on this map.
Yeah. So as you're kind of looking at the map and recognizing some of these landmarks, you're drifting closer to the ground. You realize um, getting to see kind of the ocean currents down below. You haven't really seen oceans before. The currents are different than what you're used to, but you kind of get the feel for it. Drazar comes by and they point out some things. Eventually, they even like bring Belina over. And Belina, you kind of grew up in this surface world area,
Oh,
and
heaven forbid.
a little bit of knowledge being from the surface uh, land regions, and kind of get them on the right track. You guys are kind of headed in, kind of a south south uh, westerly direction. You're supposed to be kind of going more in an eastern direction. You get things back on track from where you're at. After it's smooth sailing for the most part for the next uh, 7 days as time goes by. Uh, Very doldrum, very kind of boring. But provisions with that turnaround start to get low. And as you're making your time across the area, uh, you notice darker clouds kind of starting to form. Uh, Land masses are getting larger than what you're used to as you fly over them. You're used to kind of decent sized islands. You're starting to cross some places in time where, sometimes you don't even see the water for an extended period of time. And eventually, you kind of reach the end of a large landmass. And there's a small kind of port side town near the end of it with the harbor into the ocean front, and you're pretty low on supplies. Uh, you're hitting 3.5 weeks into the journey at this time, and there's a suspicion that you're probably going to be getting close to the region where this temple is. Based upon the charts and the map that you looked at, it seems as you investigate the map more that the temple is located deep in a large spot of the ocean with no real surrounding lands or populations around it.
Um, well, from surface, not from this town. Um, uh, did no fly. The ships come down. Uh, Mining ships take supplies from probably to Empire from down here. They mine for for minerals, ores, gems. Um, Belina managed to get ride with the air quotes and everything on ship, go explore. Um, but uh, yeah, no, not not familiar with this particular town. If we're in Warrens, could show around, but this is not Warrens. Um, but the people, Belina know people here very interested in money. So um, if have money can probably get what need.
We have only a little bit of monies,
Yes, no.
but
And the ships for the materials come very very rare. Mostly uh people here used to the ships sail by water, not by sky. They very rare come down for the supplies, and usually only the Empire ships. Not sure. Is it no don't know why. I mean, other than long journey and less aether, probably closer to ground would be good reason why. But skyships come down very less often. Um, so it may be good idea since not marked um with empire symbols. If we land in the water away from town and sail to the town, the port, and look like sailing ship instead of sky ship.
So, you guys have some experience with your sailing vessels. There's two main types of sky ships that you deal with. You have your more empire oriented kind of battle class ships, high end Aether cores, kind of flat bottomed, designed to land solely on platforms. And then you have sky ships that are kind of what's the term, multi functional, I guess, that are capable of both sailing through the sky with their sails and balloons and landing in water and being able to sail across water. Thankfully, when Korg picked out this vessel with Left Hand Jack's assistance, You manage to nab a skyship that is capable of landing in water, but it's not capable of landing on a flat air-based platform. So in this situation, you could choose to try to sail across the ocean with it.
Do we feel like we'll travel slower in the water than we would if we were just floating?
You definitely travel slower in water than via air.
Cool. Okay.
The ocean currents and drag, you're more reliant on, the wind. There's friction from the water. It moves slower than flying does.
Okay. So, Balina, you think that we'll be more safe if we do the boating than if we to sail to through the air?
No, just to come up to the town. Uh, Surface people very suspicious. They know the not comfortable with flying ship people, uh, and like I said, only ones really come down are our Empire uh, supply vessel, merchant vessel, get mining stuff and materials. So um, we're not Empire ship. So to to make suspicion less, should try and come in from water, so that townspeople get upset with or suspicious or make reports to Empire about us. It's basically to uh, hide our purpose.
Then okay, then let's get as close as we can, and then do that to make sure that we are more.
Just to get to the town. So
Yes,
we
yeah,
land, and then once we leave the town and get clear, we take off again and fly to Temple. But
yes.
should definitely don't want to upset townspeople.
Then we do that so that we are more safe, and then we fly when we can again. I like.
Okay, so you guys decide to kind of loop around and kind of land into the water. All
Apparently.
right. So you guys pivot around, head out into the water, slowly bringing it down. Go ahead and make a navigation check, Johanan, in order to kind of bring this in the water.
Wouldn't it be vehicles water?
It should be. I don't see vehicles
There
water
is.
as her proficiency though.
It's a.
I only have navigator's tools.
You don't have. So
She
what's your
might not be
background?
proficient with. That's
She's
what
a she's a sky navigator.
Oh, so you didn't take sailor as the background?
No, she
she's a
has
far
never
background.
she has never been to the surface world ever.
There's water in the skies, there's with the on the islands and stuff. So you could have, but that's fine. I didn't know. I thought you took sailor,
Yeah,
which
she's a
yeah,
far
sailor.
traveler.
Okay, she took far traveler. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm navigator and you're first mate. We work together on that.
Okay, Drazar, you can go ahead and make a vehicle's water uh, skill check. But since you're the only one proficient with air and water vehicles, due to your sailor background, no advantage. Well, you don't need it anyway. Oh, look at me with my 19. Okay, so you kind of see Johanan's struggling a little bit. She's trying to figure out how to land. She into the water. It's choppy waves. Like I said, there's kind of a little bit of a storm starting to brew on the horizon. And usually you just worry about the air currents there, but now you got to worry about the wind. You got to worry about the choppy water. So Drazar kind of rushes in, kind of helps you out at the
Yeah,
helm.
Johannan's not too proud. She'd be like, "You water help." She's not too proud. She would be asking if Drazar or Korg or anyone else has experience.
So, while they're landing the ship in the water, Belina's running around and tying rope from the mast to the people working around on the deck. So,
Okay.
she's tying
Right.
people
Tying people down so that
safety
they don't.
lines, right?
Okay.
Especially since there's a storm coming. So
Go ahead and just make a dex check there to see how good you are.
just straight decks, straight decks, sure
Yeah, there's
thing.
no use rope ability by me, so.
Skills with that, straight
But
decks.
you
Where
get
is my?
half your proficiency bonus, I guess.
I
Because you make
do
it sleight of
because I
hand.
sleight of hand check. Okay, sure
Yeah,
thing. Skills,
be the equivalent.
skills, sleight of hand. No, I don't. I don't want the whole character sheet. I just want the fucking sleight of hand number. There we go. No, that's stealth. I don't want fucking stealth, bastard.
I mean, they're the
Stupid.
same
They are.
mechanically for you, but
Well, let me grab my fucking dice. There it goes. Did it work? There we go. 23.
okay. So you guys, like a crack crew of expert water pirates, which you aren't, but Belina's got some experience. Drazar's got some training from his time sailing. You managed to hit right in between the swell of a couple waves, landing for a graceful landing. As Belina finishes tying everyone off, it's a little jarring at first. People jostle as you hit the ground, kind of shake a little. The ship starts to sway and move with the motion of the ocean, which is not something you all are very familiar with, mostly being sky pirates instead of water pirates. And it kind of sways kind of a little bit back and forth as it settles into the water. And your air blimp uh, is caught in the wind and kind of making it difficult with its inflation. It starts kind of ripping the ship kind of side to side.
This
Um,
must deflate that points up. That has to get deflated before we go port. Anyways, that's why we have sails. Take balloon down.
Okay, yeah, take the balloon down. Let's take it.
as as the captain snaps forth his uncertain and casual command, the crew quickly labors towards deflating your air balloon and trying to store it in the cargo hold below. Kind of, they snap to back and forth, kind of getting it together. Court, go ahead and make a charisma check. See how how
Can
effective your
can
orders
Belina
are.
can Belina help?
Sorry, Chelsea was talking to me and distracting me, so I couldn't listen to fully what was going on. Just you want?
Yeah, make a charisma check to see how your captaincy is going with the crew here.
Straight
So they're a
9.
little, they're a little lackadaisical. Um, there wasn't a lot of force there. They're kind of getting it together. Um, but it's a relaxed atmosphere. You run a little bit of a loose ship, uh, and they slowly get it together with no damage to the ship. They manage to kind of put it away as the ship kind of rocks in this kind of ocean land. You've got a single sail to try to kind of steer in. So your crew kind of takes to the effort of trying to steer the ship back towards the harbor of this town in the distance. And Drazar, are you still at the wheel to try to navigate this? Go ahead and make me one more vehicle's water check here.
Oh no!
All right, as you're steering the ship, uh, it's difficult to fight the waves. It's been a while. You're used to the air currents. The helm gets ripped out of your hand. The ship kind of veers across the water a bit, kind of instead of going kind of in the waves, you're slamming right into them. The swells are hitting over the ship as the water crashes over the side. The crew members kind of get swept out from under their feet, but the lines that Belina tied to them manage to save them. As you kind of right yourself and kind of correct it, you feel the ship kind of scrape just a little bit on what appears to possibly have been some shoals that you weren't really watching out for because it's been a long time. And you feel kind of this shuddering scrape across the bottom of the ship itself as you pull across. You manage to get it off just in time and kind of steer towards the uh, the ship it towards the harbor itself, but it's taking a little bit of damage, a little bit of difficulty, but the crew's okay. Belina's fast thinking managed to make sure you didn't lose any members of crew as you kind of limp in towards the harbor there while the storm starts taking off and starts coming down a lot heavier. And as you pull in to the harbor, you notice it's a small town, not large by any means, a little bit larger than Grenthal itself was, docked up in this area. Most people seem to have been taking shelter from the storm itself, and then what you see a couple what appear to be guards members kind of standing with lanterns in hand at one of the docks as you kind of start to steer your small vessel in towards it. And they're wearing what looks to be slick black, maybe sealskin type cloaks to kind of keep the water out, and hooded lanterns to kind of cast light and protect themselves. The man in the front has, one hand kind of holding his cloak down as he waits impatiently for you to dock the ship. You get it in there, and the ship kind of just slams into the side of the dock, scraping along the side as they throw the lines out. It's not graceful at all, and they yell out and shout, "Oh, what are you doing? Oh, you learn to drive? Where did what?" And kind of rush back off the dock a little bit as the ship kind of finally settles down and you drop anchor.
I'm gonna walk over to the edge of the ship and look over at it and inspect the damage and just. I see this as an absolute win.
Look at. Belina runs over to the side and looks down. Crew, sorry. We just the storm caught us off guard. We're just trying. Simple trade vessel. But not used to this area of ocean and storm caught off guard. Is there docking fee?
What's your business here? And he kind of shouts to try to be heard.
Getting out of the storm.
We're exploration ship. Get out of storm. Restock on supplies.
All right, it'll be 5 gold to dock for the night.
Okay. So finish docking. I come and I'm gonna pay the 5 gold.
And he puts the gold quickly, like in his pouch, and he's kind of hunkered down, kind of pulling the cloak over his head. Like, you could take shelter down at the inn at the end. Storm's coming in hard. You might want to run.
Okay. she turns to the captain and she's like, "Might want choose someone. Watch ship. Uh, well,
Johnny, you'll watch the ship.
good call.
That was an easy call for me. I trust Johnny with my life. Never before doubted that robot.
Yes, indeed. So,
Eh,
uh,
Johnny very much. He's like, "Yep, I got you."
all right. So make our way to the inn then.
So
Build my
Johnny,
inventory.
hunkers down on the ship, prepare, watch it. The rest of the crew kind of battens everything down for the storm, and then they also kind of take off to leave to join you guys. You wander into town. Uh, most of the buildings here are kind of a mixture of rough hewn stone and wood buildings. Not the fanciest or nicest here at the dock, where it's mostly kind of waterlogged wood. Everything looks like it has a small, um, like an old coating of whitewash on the buildings. Like somebody long ago had painted them to try to make the whole town look uniform, but that was like 10, 15 years ago, and nobody had ever bothered to go back through and repaint the town. So it's just kind of faded and chipped whitewash painting across it for this kind of run down look to it. As you walk down, eventually you see one of the buildings in the distance is well lit with high shining like the light of the campfire from inside, and the signs just slamming back and forth, and you can just make out it has written in the Empire tongue, says the Crooked Cup.
Okay. As we before we go in, Belina will go ahead and cast enhance ability charisma on herself. Uh, da, da, da. So how do I target myself outside of combat? So it's control click
You can
in the
do it in
combat.
the combat tracker. Yep, just like that.
All right, and then control click and effect. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Uh, so we go in and make my way over to the the innkeeper counter and say,
So
need.
so as you walk in, you notice that the place is pretty packed. It's thrumming, it's thriving. Uh, the rain outside, you know, is kind of picking up, but there's definitely people kind of partying. And behind the uh, the counter at the inn is a portly woman who's kind of running around a little frantic, short hair but frazzled. She looks very busy. And as you approach, she kind of looks up. She's like, she takes a little gasp as she sees you, and kind of rocks back just a little bit.
It's like, uh, hello. We just docked. We're crew, explorers, map makers, navigators. Exploring new area. Got pushed in by the storm. And we need to resupply. Do you have room for night?
So she kind of go ahead and make your persuasion check real quick.
Sure thing. Let's see, skills, persuasion. Oh, that's only a plus 10. Uh,
With
and that's an.
advantage.
It's right. It's an advantage because. Oh no, not triple advantage. No, 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 no. Bad dice. One right click. There it did. It did it. 27.
Okay. So as you're talking to her, she kind of has this strange look on her face, and she looks over and she sees the rest of the party start to kind of wander in, and she relaxes a little bit as she looks at you. She's like, "You mean you're looking to pay?"
Yes, yes. We pay for room for the night.
I ain't never seen one of your kind with money in here. Pardon me for for asking, milady, but I'm gonna need payment up front. I'll need to
No,
see the money.
oh, it has the money. That's not problem. Like I said, we are explorers. We travel many places, get decent amount of money. And and also am performer and dancer and will so have made plenty money. So here, let me.
Am I standing?
uh,
I'm like assuming I'm standing
so,
next to her. Or she's doing something.
how much is the money for the enough rooms to house crew? How much is?
She kind of looks over, and you've got a total of what, like 9 people. Um, if you're housing the crew as well, let me double check
Yeah.
my crew notes. The 4 of you plus. Where's my crew roster?
The crew roster
One,
is
two,
7.
three. So
So
yes, 7. So 11 people right
yeah.
now.
Yep. 11. So
Uh,
3 rooms. Bunk up is fine.
so she kind of looks at you and she looks over at some of the other people as she's staring at you, and she shakes her head. She's like, "I can put some of you up in the common room. We don't have that many rooms available upstairs, but performance. No, I can't let you do that. If no offense, milady, like you could pay for the room, but you're going to need to stay in your room and out of sight. I can't be having your kind showing up around the business here. You'll drive the people away."
Wait, what do you mean her kind like can't be down here drinking with?
She kind of looks at you and eyes you up. She's like, "Ain't never seen one of you before. Do you run with the lady here?"
I run with whoever is an upstanding person, and that's exactly who she is. I don't understand why she can't.
So Belina kind of looks to the side, not really making any comment on this transaction.
Well, where are you from, sir? Do you know? She kind of she's a little iffy. You persuaded her a bit with your tongue, but you can tell, Belina, there's a bit of some
Oh, they're
prejudice
racist. It's
here,
fine. It's fine.
um,
Kind of expected it. Um,
against your people.
so, uh,
Specifically bunnies.
it's yeah, oh yeah. Turns kind of to the crew. So, um, like said before while exploring, the lot of people down here do the mining for the minerals and the things, and my race lives under the ground, so may or may not get in fight with miners time to time, and so they not always uh like Lapine. It it happens, but that Belina's not like that, but that it can't help.
It's worse than that. Your kind, when the mines dried up, the Empire, they went. uh, You're not from this area, are you?
No, no, I'm from much further.
Then you don't know, do you?
No, no.
The Empire wiped out the warrens for the local rabbit folk around here. They've been
No.
a drain on this town for years now, living in hovels, the outside, stealing from the people, wretched folk. Just there's no such. I can tell by the way you're dressed with those fine clothes that you're not like the rest of them, lady. But majority of the rabbit people we see around here, there ain't nothing good that ever comes from having one of them around. They steal, they rob, they murder, they kidnap people's babies at night. Can't trust.
That does not sound like Lapine.
Why
That
would you kidnap
Belina.
a baby? They're
No
so
kidnap.
much work, and you have to feed them and take care of them all of the time, and they poop and pee and scream. That is not a good idea.
It not make sense, Belina either. Lapine not do that ever before. Well, he's
I'm
not where Belina from.
Well, I
Why?
mean, if anything, still like maybe a toddler, so that they can at least do work or something, or maybe like a young adult, and then make them do
Looks
something.
to
But the baby can't even do it.
Korg, Captain, that not help. Not help at all. Th- that's
She's just she's looking at Korg in shock. Just just like
What?
he's
what?
What?
not help. Just that not help at all. That no. Yeah. it it's is bad thing regardless of age of kidnapping. Kidnapping not good thing. Pointless. No, that not help.
Well, not a baby. It won't.
No, not help at all. No,
I
stop.
know that's what I said. They don't help
No,
at all. They
no,
poop and pee.
no,
You know what?
not
I'm
not what mean.
Ma'am.
Not
Can
what mean.
I just want a drink. I'm gonna go sit down, and you two can talk about this more.
Can uh okay, so need pay. How would you not say what price for stay since you can't get all rooms upstairs? So
We've
what
got
price for common room and for couple room upstairs or one
we're,
room even?
we have 3 rooms available upstairs.
Okay,
For your kind, it's gonna be 2 gold a night, and the common room, 2 silver per head.
2 silver per head. So it looks around 11. So that's 2 gold, 2 silver. 2 gold, 2 silver. Okay, can do. Not problem. Um, so I'll go ahead and pay the 2 gold and the 2 silver.
Well, it's 2 gold for per room.
That's no.
Oh,
Depending
So
on
per
he's paying for just the crew because it's 2 gold and 2 silver for the
for
11
just
crew
the
members to
crew.
sleep in the
Okay,
common room.
so that's not counting the.
No,
No,
that's not rooms.
you have 7 crew.
Oh,
yeah,
I was thinking 11. Sorry, yeah, 7.
11. So
Uh,
10. If it's 10 silvers a gold. So 11 people. That's
But that's including the 4 of you, so you don't want any rooms. You're
we
all
do
gonna stay
want
in the common room.
rooms. Oh, so just the
Yeah,
common room is for
the
seven.
common
So
room. The common room
that's
is gonna be 2 silver each
so the
person
common room's
staying
two
in the
silver
common
each.
room.
So 7 times
Each
two
private
silver
room is gonna
is
be
14.
2 gold.
Okay, so we don't. How many beds are in the private room upstairs?
1 bed each.
Just one bed. So, but how big is the bed? Can people share?
She kind of looks over your party. She's like, "Well, maybe you and the skinny elf could share."
So a smaller bed. Okay. Um, looks. I mean, because I don't want to upset anyone, I'll have to be in at least a room upstairs. Who else wants room upstairs versus common room?
I'll room with you, Belina.
Okay.
I
So,
don't
so
mind doing the common room to watch for over the crew.
okay. Okay. So 8 common room and 2 upstairs rooms. So, 14 silver. That's 1 gold, 4 silver. But wait, no, it's going to be 16 silver. 1 gold, 6 silver for downstairs. And how much is the rooms upstairs? 2 rooms.
2 rooms would be 4 gold.
So 4 gold. So 5 gold, 6 silver.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Belina, I would recommend we share the same room if there's that many
That's
problems.
what gonna do.
Your crew
No,
can
no,
handle
because
it.
Drazar get room, and you and I share room, and Korg stay downstairs with crew. That's that's 2 rooms upstairs, and oh, you stick. Okay, so 1 room. So 2 gold. So 3 gold, 7, 8. 3 gold, 8 silver. 4 gold. Just pay 4 gold.
She
It's-
she sweeps the 4 gold into her hand, and you notice during this time, a couple people have stopped to kind of stare at you with kind of they have dirty looks kind of on their faces, and some of them are kind of drinking a little heavier. And she gestures. She's like, "Go upstairs. Go upstairs. I'll bring you some food. I know your kind doesn't eat anything other than carrots and lettuce and garbage, anyways."
To
Belina
be
just
fair,
seems
the
kind of sad.
vegetables are garbage.
Kind of grumbles. But all right. So heads upstairs. Just kind of.
Yeah. So you go upstairs, and it's a small room. It's definitely not a two gold piece level room that you're used to. You're used to staying in fine inns, with quality, 400 thread count sheets and stuff from your exotic entertainment lifestyle. This is kind of more like what you'd expect to pay, you know, maybe half a silver piece or half a gold for like 5 silver or something. It's okay. It's a modest room, but it's not super fancy or anything great like that.
Well, it's a
So
room.
Korg's gonna be keeping an eye out for anybody from downstairs that might be just going upstairs. Kind of watching over, Belina from downstairs, making sure that nothing sketchy.
And
So
that's kind of why I'm rooming with her.
so nobody seems to follow up, but you do hear, the occasional muttering as you kind of like, can't believe they let one of those filthy fur bastards in here. What's this place coming to? Oh, the wretches can just move up into our area of the city. Don't they know that they should stay in their hovels on the outskirts? And various comments to that effect. But nobody follows her. They just seem to be a little drunk and just muttering to themselves.
Okay, who's the? Looks like he's like the biggest guy down here.
Uh, if you kind of look around,
There's a guy
there's
with
a
a shell on
table
his back.
that has a few kind of burly looking dock workers there that are in the middle of playing card game.
And they appear to be probably the biggest of the.
some of
You know,
some of the bigger people, they're not like, oh, giant turtle barbarian big, but they work out, moving heavy stuff on the dock all the time.
cool. All right, I'm gonna approach the table.
They kind of
Hey,
pause to look up as you approach.
you're a pretty big fella, aren't you? To the
He
biggest
kind
guy.
of he kind of looks at you and he's like, "No, you're a right big fella." He kind of laughs a little nervously.
And I'm gonna lean in close and be, intimidating and just say, "Tell you what, I will pay for your drinks if you come have a contest with me to see who can drink the most tonight."
Roll intimidation check.
It's like intimidation, but I'm really just trying to convince him to come drink with me.
he he kind of looks around at his buddies and he's a little shaken. And he nods nervously. And for those of you who aren't Korg that are in the room, you get the impression that this guy's just agreeing to the drinking contest because he's afraid that if he doesn't, Korg will smash him with a giant hammer. And he keeps kind of looking at the hammer and Korg's giant fist, and he's like, whatever you say, boss."
Bring one of your buddies too. I feel bad making you the only one.
They kind of look at each other, and both his two other friends kind of stand there. They're like, we got work early in the morning. Have a good night, Liam." And they take off, and they just rush out. and he just sits there, kind of, they didn't even pick up their coins. They just like left and rushed out in a hurry, and he's just sitting there, kind of staring at you. Looks like he's
Completely,
about to like piss his pants. He's terrified.
completely baffled. I'm like, why would they just run away? I said I'd buy 3 drinks and everything. All right, well then let's go drink.
And when you say you, he kind of jumps a little bit. He's like, okay, don't hurt me, please.
What? No, no hurting. Let's go drink. Let's go.
Okay. And where do you want to go, sir?
That you're
Oh,
sitting
just
in
up
the
to the
empty
bar.
thing?
Relax. I'm just gonna pat him softly on the back. Relax, relax. This is just for fun. We're gonna drink.
He winces in pain as you in the back, and he kind of grimaces a bit, and his whole body like tenses up as he stands up and kind of sweeps the coins off the table into his pouch and kind of makes his way to the bar.
All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to drink 1 to 1, and the first one to not be able to handle their liquor anymore, they are the loser. Trezar, do you want in on this? Because the other two are upstairs already. Come drink with us. Come on. I never got your name. What was your name?
It's Liam, sir.
Don't need to call me sir. Just say Captain Korg.
Yes, sir, Captain Korg.
Sir.
All right, Liam. Let us do this drinking thing. Barmaid, can I get 3 rounds right here and then keep them coming?
They kind of come around and they bring 3 rounds of the house special ale. She kind of holds out her hand. 2 silver each.
Okay, I'll hand her 6 silver.
Okay. And she kind of pockets it and walks off.
Okay. Okay, on the count of 3, are you ready, Liam? Are you ready? Drazar, you're paying attention, right? On the count of 3, you ready? 3! He's like, Crow can't even count that high.
Everybody roll a Constitution save. So yeah, he downs it back. He's shocked that you yelled out 3 immediately, and he chokes it back. He sputters a little bit as he drinks it because he was caught unprepared. But he seems like he's holding his own. Uh, pretty okay. Drazar, you're a little bit unsteady. Your avian feather body doesn't process liquor as easy as Korg's giant turtle body.
Oh, see, Liam, you did it. There's round 1. Are you ready for another one?
He kind of looks over. Yes, sir, Captain, sir.
Just those, all the things. Just go. They don't use those. Just say Korg.
Okay, Korg. He kind of looks around a little helplessly.
I'm trying to make this fun for you, Liam. Get excited. Let's go. Here, have another one. Drinks. Hey, barmaid, we need another round.
Yep, and it's another 6 silver for another round.
Yep.
For everyone.
All right, and they're 6 silver passed out to them.
All right, everybody, roll your Constitution saves.
Oof, not so good on that one.
Drazar, you kind of shake off some of the effects of the drunkenness. Korg, that one kind of hits you a little harder than you're used to. Liam still seems fine.
Oh, wait a minute. I think they're putting a little bit stronger in mine. Make them fair. No cheating for the little guy.
It kind of looks around. Nobody else is near you right now. You're kind of just talking, like
The
in the
barmaid
open.
lady. Because we're up at the bar.
She's helping somebody else. You're a little off. You're just kind of yelling at
Naturally, of course.
And she comes by. She slaps three more down,
All right.
and then roll this one with a. No, we'll do another straight roll on this one.
Okay.
We'll see what the results are. Alright, so he like chugs this one back and he starts kind of coughing. He starts wheezing. He almost falls off the chair afterwards, and he's kind of sitting there, like barely holding on to the bar at this point in time. Drazar, you're kind of drunk, sitting on the chair. It's starting to really affect you. And Korg, you guys shook it off, and you're doing fine.
How are you feeling, Liam? Are you feeling good?
Uh, I don't know, Korg. I think you win.
Liam, you're doing so
Oh.
good. You can do one more. Wait, you said you
Oh.
have early morning work.
I don't feel so good. And he kind of leans over and throws up.
Oh no!
All over the place.
Oh no! Liam! That is not good. That means that you lose. Liam, you are a good sport. You are a good sport, Liam. Here,
It's fine. It's fine. I'll lose.
Liam, you are a good sport. I will give you 1 gold piece for come back tomorrow with friends and drink.
No, it's okay. I don't want to come back tomorrow. It's enough.
Yeah.
And
And the
he kind of stands up and he slaps you on the back a couple times. You don't really feel it. He's like, you have a good night.
Be safe out there, Liam. Be safe. It's very stormy.
You're an okay guy.
You're too, Liam.
I don't even care that you're with one of those filthy, fucking, dirty rabbit people.
Oh, Liam, she's not like that. She's a very good person. You need to know her before you...
Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Everyone. Wait, everyone knows that the fur bastards are all liars and thieves and murderers, and they trick people all the time. They're a plague on the whole town. Just is so bad. A whole year, just they take our jobs, and then they come through and they steal from people. They're dirty.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up and with the fun joyfulness seems to have faded in my experience. Liam, look, it was very fun, but you're starting to push sensitive buttons. Why don't you just head out the door and leave it at "it was fun, thank you, Korg"? Okay, no more. No, just go tell your friends that you won. Even I don't care.
I didn't push any buttons. There's no buttons here. And he starts stumbling towards the door. And he's like, turtle people are mean.
Yeah,
I
I love
just
it.
told him how it is.
Lapines are the Mexicans of the surface world.
Ooh.
Oh, it's terrible.
Make a acrobatics check.
Oh,
You're a little drunk. You still trip him, and he falls, and he slams his head into a table, and he just kind of rolls over and starts like he's just passed out, like bleeding from a cut from his forehead.
Oh no, Liam, what happened? I'm gonna go help him up. Liam, are you okay?
They look around at you.
You're drunk.
Everyone's just staring at the two of you now. You notice even some of your crewmates are kind of staring at you. Kira's off flirting with one of the dock hands off in the corner, but a couple other people kind of staring at you. Jace, Charlie, Ray.
I'm gonna help poor, drunk guy. Is he actually unconscious, or is he at least enough conscious to maybe I can help him get?
As you get closer, you notice that he's snoring.
Oh no, he is asleep. He fell asleep. How much? What do we do with the sleeping? I'm gonna approach the barmaid. I didn't even get her name. Miss, I'm sorry, I didn't get your.
It's Linda, hun. What can I help you with?
The gentleman here that we are drinking with, he didn't make it very far, and now he's asleep. Is there a place we can put?
She kind of looks over and she's like, "Fucking Liam, passed out drunk. Just leave him there. He'll wake
Okay.
up feeling sorry in the morning."
Oh, okay. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to make him pass out in your establishment or anything like that. I was trying to have. It
Kinda.
was
What?
it was lots of fun to drink with him, and then he didn't make it to. Where is the common sleep rooms?
She gestures. She's like, "This is it. This is the common room. Just find a
Oh.
spot in a corner somewhere."
Okay. Before I pass out for the night, I'm gonna approach Kira, who's doing what she's not supposed to be doing again.
So as you approach, she stands at attention really fast from sitting on one of the sailors' laps, and she's like, "Yes, Captain."
Kira, we've had the talk before where you are not supposed to stir up the troubles. I
That
don't
was
want
in
you.
Grenthal, Captain.
That I don't want all of the troubles. We're trying to just make it through this one night and not have to fight.
Just trying to have fun for one night, Captain. What's one night gonna do? And she kind of looks over
Yeah.
at the person she was talking
yeah.
to.
One night.
Winks a little.
One night.
One
One
night. It always starts with one night, Kira. You know better. Just be smart today, okay? Only have little fun and not a big problem fun where we have to solve problems the next.
You guys don't know the name of this town yet, but you're about to find out when I make my joke. Because it's one night in Salash and the world's your oyster.
Is it the world's oyster?
Salish.
Oh, okay.
So one
That
night
was
in
true.
Bangkok's song.
Just try not to cause any problems tonight. I don't want to deal with more people that are angry in the morning.
Of course not, Captain. No problem.
Okay, just so that we're clear, if I have to deal with more problems that you have caused, that will come out of
Out of what?
out
You
of
keep cutting
pay.
off.
Oh, sorry, that will come out of pay.
Aye, Captain. And she kind of turns around and sits back on the sailor's lap.
I'm gonna find a corner and go to sleep.
Okay, so you guys all uh, rest up for the night.
Yes.
Oh, all right. So you guys get your nice long rest in. Eventually, they bring up some, kind of old vegetables up to you, Belina, for like a dinner, and they kind of just knock on the door and then kind of walk away. But the night passes by pretty uneventfully. The storm gets pretty fierce throughout the night, but then passes quickly. And you wake up in the morning, kind of the scent of the ocean air and the salt water in the air for breathing as you kind of make your way down to the common room. There are a few
I'm gonna
people slept
put a
there
hood
to
up
wait
and
out the
try
storm, but
and reduce my presence a little bit. I'm gonna put my hood up, try and not stick out too much.
make a deception check.
Deception, straight deception. Where the hell is that? I swear I am not good at deception. Is it gonna roll on its own, or do I have to fucking? Why did it roll with advantage? Oh, I still have Eagle Splendor up. It needs to go away.
Oh, that
So,
needs to go away. Just
so re-roll or
yeah, just do a reroll. We'll just go
okay,
a new one.
okay, re-roll. There it goes. Okay, straight
Actually
roll.
worked out for
No.
you. All right, so you know, knowing that there's this Lapine hatred, you kind of bust out your guys kick, get some stuff, get your hood up, kind of do a little thing to shake your walk. You kind of walk down, trying to blend in a little bit better with the crowd and kind of keep your fur covered body hidden a little bit better from the area people nearby. And you think it's pretty successful. As you go downstairs, there's only a few early morning risers down there. A couple members of the crew kind of get in like this. There's this porridge type substance available for eating, but not much going on. It's pretty quiet.
All right. Uh, I I turn to Korg and say we should stock up on supplies and leave soon. I poke him again. Poke, poke, poke.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! What?
When you look up Cork, there's this strange hooded stranger who you can't really see much details on, just poking you.
Jumping up, and reaching for the hammer. What do you want? What do you want?
You drank too much.
Leon?
No.
Oh, is that Belina? I mean, is that a random person in a hood coming to talk to me? Definitely not a rabbit.
And everybody looks over at where you guys are.
Just shakes head. Pokes Drazar instead. it yes. Should get supplies for a trip. I'm going to go back to the boat. You might want to help Cork pick out good supplies. And yeah, I just
What are you doing, Johanna?
Um, she's grabbing a quick bite to eat and waiting to go out for supplies with everyone else.
All right. So you guys have your breakfast. The barkeep kind of lets you know that if you're looking for supplies, just stock up your ship. There's a trader shop, just not too far from the docks. It's run by a guy named Thaddeus. Thaddeus Trader Shop, and it's probably the best place for you to get, ship supplies on board, some new rations, food, dried out fish, fresh water, etc.
Then let's head over there. It was which way out there?
So is that Belina, you're heading back to the ship.
Yes.
All right. So you head back to the ship. You know the inn's not that far from where you're at, while the rest of you guys kind of split off and head down towards the supply shop. Uh, and it appears it's kind of a bit of a it's well maintained, but you know the paint again, that whitewashed, faded paint. You see a couple people outside working. It smells strongly of fish and you know kind of old seaweed and stuff like that. As you walk in, there's an elder man, graying hair. He's got a long drooping mustache. He's kind of got hair on the side, kind of long, but on the top it's balding, and he kind of looks up from he's wearing a pair of kind of spectacle glasses as he's scraping away on a ledger. He looks up as you enter. He's like, what can I do for you, fine gentlemen and lady?
I'm gonna let Johanna do all the talking. Or Trezar.
Yes, yes. Uh, and how many crew members do you need to resupply for? Okay, and for how long are you looking for supplies?
ODM, what does my map suggest?
You figure based on your new fine tuning, it's gonna be a week and a half or 2 weeks to get where you're going.
Okay, and then we want to make sure we've got some to get back out because we don't know what'll be available where we're going, correct?
That's your guys' decision.
Let's just do it for a solid month. Then we're prepared.
So he starts kind of calculating. He pulls out like a little biscuit, start sliding, you know, doing the calculations. He's like, standard provisions, hardtack and salted fish, I'm assuming.
I like fish. That sounds
Yes,
okay
that
to
would
me.
be fine. That would be fine, thank you.
Okay. See, we got some of this here. Move this over here. You said 11. Yes.
Yeah, that is what he said.
So a month's worth of supplies run you about 200. 200 gold.
Okay. Trezar, and I'll just hold out my bag of coin. Trezar, can you take all of that and put it on the table? The 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 money that we owe him for the supplies. But take what he. You were gonna be my money manager, remember?
So it's just you start slapping down just fat stacks of gold, and you know, and just and he kind of patiently waits for you to count it all out and Eventually, as it's done, he kind of nods, kind of opens up a chest, sweeps everything into the chest, closes it, and locks it, and then yells out to the back. He's like, "Oh, boys, need you to load up some barrels, salted fish and hardtack, 30 days worth, loaded up on the what's the name of your vessel?
The Amethyst Sky.
Uh, what's an odd name for a ship? Amethyst Sky.
You've never seen the
Whatever.
purple skies?
Fair point. Fair point. He's like, put it on the Amethyst Sky, boys. And you kind of hear some rustling in the back. And he's like, "Oh, probably we should have everything delivered to you by noon today, gentlemen."
Does the voice sound familiar?
What do you mean?
Do I recognize the voice of the person in the back working?
No, they
As
didn't,
in, is it somebody who's got a severe hangover right now?
no, you didn't hear anything from the back.
Oh, I thought you
Just the-
said.
No, just the sound of movement in the back.
Okay. All right, and you said that you can get that loaded today.
Yeah, should have it to you in a few hours, no later than midday.
Perfect.
Well, what kind of specialty wear are you looking at? And he kind of adjusts his spectacles a little bit and looks at you. Not much need for that. I got a couple of some spears and maybe a few harpoon type attachments. Maybe if you're looking to be going whaling or something like so that. Most of it's hand me downs. Don't have much cause for it here. A lot of the
Where
not a lot
did
of,
you?
yes.
I was going to say, where did you hand them down?
Well, they're from hand me downs from previous captains.
Oh, like okay, like they handed them down to you.
Yes.
Okay.
He kind of looks at you. Um, he leans in real close. He's like, "What are you asking me for exactly? Are you asking what I think you're asking for?"
Trezor, the answer to that is always yes.
If someone asks
Is
you
it
if you're a god,
you trying to get me in trouble with the city guard?
We
Nope.
don't even know the city guard.
He kind of leans back. He's like, "Get out of my shop. You'll get your goods, but I don't deal with dirty goods like that." I asked if you were talking about what I thought you were talking about.
Okay,
You said yes.
we we will leave your shop. That is okay. But you know, just for in case or something.
He doesn't carry alcohol. It's fine. We're good. Let's go.
You're talking about alcohol. I thought you were talking about drugs.
Oh,
Why would we do drugs?
yeah.
Morale,
Who does
morale
drugs?
boosting
That's so-
items on the down low that you're not specific about. Why didn't you just ask if I had rum?
You have rum?
Of course.
I want the rum.
This is a trade shop for sailors. Who wouldn't have rum?
Uh, there. I don't know. That's why I was so surprised when you got
We
mad.
have, sir, we have been to ports where it is illegal for proprietors to sell alcohol without a special license, so you're only able to get it in the taverns. So obviously we have to be a little. We've gotten into the habit of being cautious.
Well, ain't that the
Rum
height
is
of
what we're after.
empire bureaucracy? That's some bullshit. Of course I got rum. And he kind of rummages down. You hear the clanking of bottles, and he pulls out a case. And he kind of slaps it down. And there's about like 12 kind of cloudy glass bottles, just haphazardly corked in there.
Now, hold on. Now, before I buy this rum, what about maybe a sample taste to make sure that it is of the quality that I want before just purchasing?
There's no try before you buy program here. You either buy or you don't.
Well, then how do I know it's even good? What if it's piss rum? I don't want piss rum.
He looks at you and he adjusts his bifocals. He's like, "That's twice your group has insulted my trading establishment in less than 5 minutes."
How is this an insult? This is me wanting to ensure that what I'm buying is good quality.
You think I peddle piss water?
We don't know you at all.
Take my reputation on that?
We don't know you at all. We don't have any. There's no reputation with us. We just want to make sure we're getting what we're paying.
Well, it sounds like what you're paying for is hardtack and fish.
Fine, then we're paying for hardtack and fish.
He takes the rum bottles and puts them under the counter again. Is there anything else that you guys want to actually purchase while you're here?
Good.
No, I'm leaving. I'm done. We're done here. We got what we need.
It's like, well, normally I charge 5 gold a bottle. You kind of upset me a little bit here, so I'm not sure if I really want to sell it to you right now. I got other people that'll come by, other ship captains that'll buy it. Rum's a hot commodity in these parts. Why should I let it go for you? After your captain called it piss water.
He said he wanted to make sure it wasn't piss water, but okay.
His social skills leave something to be desired, although he is an excellent captain. As for why you might want to
75 gold per bottle. I'm kidding. I'm not in there.
Johanna just shakes her head, leans over towards Derzard, and goes, I'm going to go keep an eye on the captain.
He pulls out the bottles again, and he's like, 6 gold's a fair deal. I like the way you do business. How many bottles do you want? He has 12. Alright, so that'll be 72 gold. Alright, He kind of he opens up that same lockbox and he slides it in and locks the lockbox up again, and then slides the bottles around to you. Anything else you're looking for? All right, we'll get those barrels delivered to you later today then. Those fur bastards. Yeah, I can tell you why. It's a shame what happened, but don't think I can blame the town for it. About a year back, Empire vessel flew in here, one of those fancy skyship types. See, there was a warren, mm, maybe a day's travel from here. Empire was looking for some new uh, mining prospects in the region. Send out a troop of people out there. Thought that these rabbit folk may be hiding some valuable gems or minerals out there. Rabbit folks fought back. Didn't go too well for everybody. A lot of deaths on both sides. The Empire ended up bringing in their mages and blew the warren pretty much to nothing. Those rabbit folks that did survive kind of made their way to the town here. Town's already low on resources. We haven't been getting as much in the way of vessels out here lately. Not a lot to bring in goods. Mostly just eking by, fish, occasional resupplies for ships like your own that come through. Didn't take kindly to these rabbit folk trying to move in. Frictions rose up. Couple townsfolk got killed in some riots that broke out in the beginning. Mayor decided to pass a law that rabbit folk weren't allowed to work in the town, take up residence in the town, have houses. So they just kind of started making their own kind of warren on the outside, living in hovels, stealing to get by. It's a shame for the situation that they're in, but it's the way it is. That's the law. They're not allowed to have rights here. So they eke by a living with whatever they can, and every month that goes by, things just get worse and worse between townsfolk and them. I'm sure they're not all bad people. There's quite a few that cause a lot of disturbances in town. A lot of thievery, robbing going on. Occasionally, some people with more empire-leaning sensitivities show up dead in the night. A lot of people blame those fur-coated bastards on it. You must not know how politics work in the Empire very much, do you? Well, there's not much I can say when the mayor of the town, third son of some noble from Arkenvale.
Oof.
just nods and goes back to scratching away at his ledger as you leave.
And apparently now we want to make our exit more quickly than we thought.
The Empire is everywhere. Alright, you head back to the ship. Everyone else.
Korg wants to just check the tavern, make sure we got all of the crew members, and get them all back to the ship.
You don't see any of your crew members in the tavern when you check.
Okay, cool.
So you guys head back to the ship. Kind of Drazar comes walking up with a crate full of rum bottles. Right. Since it spurs no conversation on how he got them, as noon comes around,
Did I make it back to the ship before them? Because I wanted to stop off at the tavern. I thought it might take just a second longer, and I wasn't sure if I'd already be on the ship by the time they got
yeah,
back.
you can be on the ship already.
Okay. My bad, because I thought I wasn't at the ship just yet. Ship's not loaded, but we see him come back with the alcohol.
Yeah, just Drazar with alcohol.
Wait, not Johanna?
Johanna left earlier.
Oh, okay.
She
Johanna
got back
went-
first, then Drazar.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm tracking all that now. My bad.
Johannan's playing with her maps again.
Wait, Drazar. You ended up buying from that bastard? Bro. The rum in your hands. The rum in your hands. Oh, that is not. Oh, never mind then. Sorry, I thought that was the rum. My bad. Go about your business. Okay, that is a good idea.
Alcohol rations. Very common occurrence on seals.
Perfect.
So,
That is a good idea.
Belina will go ahead and do a roll call head count.
As you walk through, it looks like everybody okay, and they're kind of preparing the best to go underway. It's clear skies, no storms in sight at this point in time.
Okay.
And around noon, they show up. A couple dock hands kind of roll up with some barrels, kind of load you up on some supplies, maybe down into. And then you guys are ready to take off.
All right.
All right. Is everything prepared on the ship? Everybody ready? Belina, Drazar, Johannan, is everybody ready to?
Belina goes about
Ready on my end, Captain.
making sure the people are tied down still for the.
All right, we know where we're going. All right, everybody, let's set sail. Let's go. Raise the anchor, hoist the mast. Blah 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 blah. I'm not a very good sailor.
Make a charisma check.
Can I?
Johannan just kind of gestures to Drazar to take the helm because we're on. She is, however, lurking over your shoulder and asking lots of questions. She's obviously trying to understand and learn how to do this on.
Right, and then go ahead and make a vehicle waters check. Drazar.
Oh no!
All right. The crew snaps to, rushing under Korg's commands. They make way. They kind of push off. Drazar, the wind catches the sails, and as it spins, Drazar executes like this super maneuver that in the sky would work great, being able to just like pivot in place. But you know, kind of with the water, kind of pushes it back into the dock, and it rebounds kind of off a bit. And they slowly got you kind of get it under control as you kind of scrape by, damaging the planking on the ship a bit and the hull as you kind of pull away and you hear angry, shouts coming from the dockmaster. They rush down. They're like, "Oi, what are you doing?"
Johannan just yells back at them. He's showing me what not to do in the future at this.
And it kind of, they're just yelling at you as you slowly kind of drift away and pull away from the town of Salash off into the wild blue ocean, where we will now take a quick midstream break. Welcome back to the skies of Itharius, second half of stream after our midstream break. Our companions, having just been turned around, lost a little bit, are back on track. So trying to find this ancient lost temple that they think might hold some of the keys and secrets to what they need in order to find out more about this mysterious cult followers that are chasing. And as you guys head out of town, upon the ocean water, kind of sail into the distance, Drazar struggling at the wheel, trying to fight the resistance of the waves. The crew kind of runs around and tries to catch the wind a bit. The coastal town of Salash kind of begins to fade into the distance behind.
Okay, can inflate balloon and take off now.
All right.
Captain.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna step up that dock again and be like, "You heard Belina? I don't know how this. What is it? Raise, inflate the balloons. Let's go." I don't know what the word is for that.
So they quickly rush. They pull out the balloon for your lift from below and start kind of setting it up, and it starts kind of expanding and slowly begins to pull the ship out of the water a bit as Drazar and Jahanan manage the sky vessel to kind of bring you in here. The ship feels a little sluggish moving into the air. It's not as responsive as it usually is as you start to kind of move out across the ocean. But it manages to get some lift and kind of slowly pull away from the clutches of the ocean.
Once we're in the air, does it still feel a little off?
It does. Like, not as responsive as it normally
Calling for Johnny and letting him know what I'm feeling and asking him to figure it out.
So Johnny, kind of comes around. He checks things out as he moves through the ship as your local engineer. He comes back and reports that he can't be certain, but everything in the ship looks to be working fine. But normally, what you guys have noticed, you're probably kind of you're so used to the sensation that you don't really feel it or notice it that much when you're sailing through the skies. But usually there's like this kind of rhythmic hum that kind of comes from the wood, from the aether wood as you sail through. And Johnny, being more in tune with the way the ships work and everything, notices that hum is kind of like this muted feeling, and he thinks that there might be a thinness of aether in the air that might cause some issues with being capable of a good flight. It's like the surface world
Belina,
is.
Belina's like, oh, that explained why Empire not come very often.
Selena, go ahead and make sure everyone stays tied in. Depending on what we run into, it might get rough if we don't have the handling.
Yeah, Belina's gonna walk around and make sure all the ropes are still secure.
All right, so you guys head out. The ship functions okay, just not as responsive as you would like it to be. Your speed's a little slower than normal, but you set a decent pace. Realigning and rechecking your charts. After about a uh, a week or so, the skies start to turn a dark gray color, constantly overcast. You don't really see uh, the sun shining in your area. And go ahead and make a Arcana check, Johanna.
All right, my thing's being weird again. Did anyone actually see that pop up, or do I need to drop it?
There's no
I
pop
didn't see
up what I
anything.
see.
Okay, so I'm seeing it roll. It's just not populating. Let me try it a third time.
Oh, there we go.
Fourth time was the charm today.
So, Johanna, as you're kind of getting closer, you've got a lot of experience kind of moving in and out of aether streams, that barely perceptible kind of prismatic energy that works as kind of a magical slipstream for ships. You haven't really seen them much over the last week of your journey, but you notice kind of out of the corner of your eye, you kind of see, and you see this strange anomaly that you've never seen before. It looks like a convergence of various aether streams, all kind of heading in, pointing towards the same direction, and it's the direction that you're currently headed. And you never usually the streams don't cross, and there's not multiple streams together, but these look like it's a multi-pointed lines, just kind of beelining towards where you're going.
So I now understand what because I remember when we were first learning about the island area for Johnny, that it was surrounded in all sorts of storms and whatnot. And now I know what they're talking about.
We're not going to join.
Um, or so this is a different area.
This
This
is
is a
Okay.
different area.
Okay. Wow, my brain is okay.
You guys have
Okay, I
lots of
thought we were doing.
quests.
Yeah, I'm getting them all confused. I thought the one with Johnny actually ended up linking up with this other one, and it was the same area. And I don't know. I don't know. Bear with mom brain. Okay. Inspecting it. Does it look like? How much are we dealing with cross current? Does it look like there's a safer, smoother angle to come in at? What am I seeing? What's going to be our best approach?
So you could avoid using the aether stream completely. They just help you move faster, essentially. From what you can see, imagine it's like the spokes on a wheel, and there's multiple spokes all kind of headed the same way. But you can't really see what they're pointed at, but they're all like feeding in kind of towards something ahead of you. Uh, so it's up to you. You can continue your same course. You could try to enter the Aether Stream and see what.
Uh, calling
Johanna,
Drazar, calling Drazarin to discuss it, suggesting that we probably avoid it given that we've been having handling issues, and I don't want to suddenly jar the ship with all that much uh, Aether all at once, but wanting his opinion given that he's the other one who knows what the hell we're doing.
Drazar, Johanan relays this info to you.
It's not a question of if we press forward or not. It's do we want to attempt to get into one of those streams, or do we want to avoid the streams given how the ship's been handling? We can get where we're going either way, at least at this point. Think about how the ship's been the last week, though. Okay, we can give it a roll. We can give it a try if you want. So picking, can I tell which stream looks to be flowing slightly slower than some of the others?
So what we'll do is you'll make your standard mana check to try to enter the stream to see if you can your success at picking kind of the right one and in. However, make it with disadvantage.
Can I go ahead and give her uh the enhanceability spell?
Sure. And I'll make it a straight roll.
Okay, so straight roll.
Which what's the ability that she makes her checks with?
Intelligence.
It is intelligence.
Navigator's tools. This sheet says wisdom.
Yeah, but this is Arcana for Aether streams, so.
Oh, so yeah, it would be an intelligence instead.
Okay, so let me go ahead and give you the control. Click the Johannan person. Is she selected?
Yeah, you have yourself targeted too by accident. Still,
Oops.
but
So
I'll clear that.
Okay, you clear that. Okay.
Yeah, now it's just her.
Okay, so intelligence. Mark off that.
All right, so go ahead and click the disadvantage button.
Yeah, I
you
did
get
that.
advantage from the spell, and then roll, and it'll come out straight.
Okay, and I need to switch my navigator's tool from wisdom to intelligence for the roll.
Just roll Arcana.
Oh, roll Arcana, not the. I thought you wanted me to roll the navigator, given that I'm trying to get into the stream.
Now we roll Arcana for navigating the stream, and we roll.
Okay. All right, I could have sworn we'd done navigator for it before. Oh, 12.
All right. The as you move to bring the ship into the Aether stream, it's the ship doesn't behave well, which is what your primary concern was. Sluggish, it's not very responsive, and as you kind of move in, you can't get a very good beat on it. You know, Belina's trying to help you figure it out. She casts a spell on you, and you see what looks to be like a good spot to slide in. As you slip in, the ship is suddenly just ripped out of your control, and you're thrown chaotically into this stream. The ship starts corkscrewing and spinning circle after circle as you enter into the aether stream poorly. You desperately try to get control of the ship again as it's rocking back and forth and kind of being torn, ripped apart within the stream. Eventually, you kind of just get spit out, and the ship slams in to the water. The hot air lift structure is damaged. The mast is damaged. It turns out it was your initial concerns about trying to enter the stream with the responses of the ship were very well founded as you slam in to kind of the ocean water. Uh, at this point, the
I
damage
just
to the
look at
balloon.
Drazar and lift an eyebrow.
the, the damage to the balloon is pretty substantial. You probably won't be able to get a decent lift from it without getting repairs made to it. The mast is pretty damaged, and some of the hull is damaged as well. Uh,
It's a good thing we have an engineer on board.
yeah, did you guys uh, stock up on spare sailing repair supplies? Wood,
I thought we had done
sailcloth,
that.
balloons.
I
We had supplies before that we'd never used.
Yeah, way
All
back
right.
when.
I mean, we're still going to be stuck in the water for a while for the repairs, but at least everyone was tied down.
Hey, it gives Drazar time to explain to me water sailing.
I have a quick question for you guys. You tied down everybody, the crew. Uh, how many of you guys were tied down yourselves?
I was
Well,
not.
Me, I'm the one who told
Believe-
Belina to make sure everyone was tied to as I was
said
strapping.
everyone was tied, so I was tying everyone. I didn't think that was a separate thing. I'm sorry.
Check in.
The most important question is, did Korg untie himself?
I didn't untie myself. I just didn't know that I got tied up. But if the thing was to tie everybody down, then I'm sure I'd follow.
I mean, I thought that was the plan. I'm confused how everyone is not everyone.
Yeah.
You guys are fine.
Okay, yeah, Johannan's orders to Belina was tie them all down.
All right.
I
So
mean,
the good news is you did make in the short spurt you were there, man, you zipped along pretty well. You made like probably an hour's worth of time in the 45 seconds it took your ship to be torn to.
Yeah, but we have like what, 4 days worth of repairs?
Yeah, it'll take a while. You guys go ahead. What's a good skill for trying to repair your broken ship? Um, I don't know. Let's see.
does anybody have the mending spell?
So I'll let you guys. Uh,
Actually,
So you
I do have I do have the mending spell.
all right. So that can definitely help.
I have
some
yeah,
your-
I have the mending cantrip.
So with a lot of casting there, you can help some of the tears in the sail and the actual magical or the air balloon and stuff like that. The damage to the mast and the hull is a bit more damaging in some places, but there's a couple kind of larger tears in the side of the ship that might exceed like that 1 foot dimension, but you can do a lot of the repairs as you go through, kind of just
Hey,
casting mending over and over again.
it makes Johnny's life a little easier.
All right, so you guys set to work. Uh, Johanan casting mending over and over and over.
Yeah,
Uh,
cantrips.
each one takes a minute for each little kind of tear she does as Johnny sets about getting the crew to work, repairing the thing. So, with the help of the mending catcher, you guys only lose about a day's worth of time uh, before the ship is pretty much sail worthy again because of mending. Otherwise, it would have taken much.
All right, who's ready for round two? We hit the ether again, and we try again. Right?
No, what?
Right? No,
He's the captain.
no, you don't want to do that.
I'm pretty sure Jazar supports that. I think
I, I'm asking.
Belina is gonna argue, say no, 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 no.
You
I
don't want to do
wait,
that.
All right, so
almost
after all the repairs and the fact that we are closer to these streams, so there's going to be some residual drifting off. Has the wood absorbed any of it? Is it starting to feel more like it should because we're closer to the streams and therefore are picking up some residual off the sides of the streams, or is our wood still kaput and we're not handling the way we should?
mm, make an Arcana check.
Tell me
So
about my ship, or I should say Cord's ship.
the ship uh, is still kind of behaving. It feels to you, and kind of taking a look at it, it's almost like the surrounding residual aether that kind of infuses most of the world isn't so much present in the ship. It's like it's being sucked in streams and funneled to whatever this strange location is. It's a phenomenon you've never seen before. Aether streams are typically like this naturally occurring phenomenon, like the wind. They don't suck up the surrounding energies, but that's what it looks like to you. It feels like this residual energy is being into this to funnel along, which is why the ship is behaving.
So it's an aether whirlpool.
Yeah.
I attempt to explain that to my fellow shipmates, also including the fact that there is a lot of aether uh, built in that's part of the wooden part of the ship, and it is aether is being sucked, and therefore it will yank at us if we try and jump back in. And then I reiterate to the captain and Drazar, do we want to go in between or do we want to try and jump back in where we're already going to be pulled?
How do you think you'll be able to handle in that stuff?
Belina's just going around checking ropes. This is bad idea. This is bad idea.
A
I
couple of
would
the ropes are
recommend.
frayed and not looking too good after these several incidents that have occurred.
Oh, not good, not good, not good.
I would recommend that we do our best to avoid getting into the streams until we know exactly what is going on, because this is not standard. This is not the way the Aether stream should be behaving
Well, if you don't
at
feel
all. It would be like flying into a storm.
Well, if you don't feel comfortable with it, then let's not do it. Let's be more safe. I'd rather not risk the safety of the crew to get there a little bit faster.
Um, also, while we're on a pause and discussing this, can I borrow the person with the mending to fix some of these ropes?
Yes. So Johannon's wandering around fixing ropes, and then we'll be taking us the slow way.
All right, so you go through, mend all the kind of frayed ropes, realizing that you know you guys are smart and experienced crew members who thwart various overland navigation challenges that may be thrown your way through clever pre-planning from your experienced sailing days, and carry on your way unfazed by natural disasters in these trips that don't delay you pretty much at all.
Oh. So it's useful to have someone from the surface. They're like, we actually have to worry about these things down here.
You guys are well prepared for the challenges being thrown at you right now as a group. So you head out sailing across the ocean. Make a water vehicles check.
If we're back on water rather than in air, it's on Drazar.
Oh no! You are back in the air, just not in the aether. I apologize. I mixed that up again because you repaired the. So so you're okay. You don't have to make the water vehicles check. So you sail along. About another 2 or 3 days pass, and you start to notice something up on the horizon. And as you start to get closer bit by bit, the ship slowly starts to kind of sink in the sky, bit by bit by bit, as you approach this distant shadowy shape. The clouds above, these dark stormy clouds, kind of move in kind of a swirling, whirling fashion, and you notice, Jahanan, as you check, that the aether streams seem to converge with the clouds, and they all swirl ominously, kind of joining above where this distant shape is, and the ship slowly starts to lose lift as you approach it more and more.
We're gonna have to sail in the water to get close, and probably dock beside whatever we're going to. Uh, this
Yep.
So we're gonna have to be in the water again.
yes.
All right, crew, prepare for very dangerous voyages again while we roll through the water one more time. It'll be okay this time, though. We're very. Nothing will
Drazar,
go
take
wrong.
the wheel.
Checks the ropes. Oh, nervous bunny. Nervous bunny. Nervous bunny is going around checking ropes.
Drazar.
So, at what level do I get to add skills? Because I definitely need to pick up, because I am studying over his shoulder, trying to figure out
It
how this water
takes
vehicle thing works.
it's like 250 days or something of studying and training.
Oof.
Okay.
Okay, I'm pushing.
Drazar, you kind of, as you guys pass over and you go to land the ship, just once again, it's just right into the water. The bow kind of sinks into a wave and you get thrown up a bit, rough landing all around. People are thrown all over the place, but the ropes hold steady, having been mended successfully and checked prior to this landing. Everybody's water saw it, water everywhere. Some gets under the hole, in the where the crew rests. Water soaked hammocks, but you guys are okay in general. The ship groans as you bring it to right in the ocean and kind of point it towards this shape. They quickly maneuver, bring down the air balloon as they've gotten kind of used to it, and you guys kind of move towards this thing. It starts to resolve itself in the distance. It appears to be a island in the distance and everything, and there's a massive stone building rising out of the center of this island, uh, just towering. It look from where you're at. It looks like it has several smaller round towers conjoined and connected one central massive pillar that just heads into the sky, and you can see the aether streams kind of as they're swirling into this vortex. The center of the eye of this strange magical wind storm is right where the point of the tower on this island is located at.
So does it appear to be being sucked into the tower?
It does not. It just seems
So
to
it's just
be hovering right
converging.
above it. Yep, just converging over it.
That thing's got to be getting really pressure.
So from this distance, you can tell that it looks like the tower dominates the majority of the island, and there's not much more to it than just the actual tower itself.
This is
Any sign of habitation?
Outside of the tower itself, you don't see much.
Well, if our maps are right, that's where we're going.
That looks very scary, though. Is it, the crew? I'm trying to keep it kind of quiet. Is the crew gonna be okay while
As long as they stay tied down, should be fine.
all right?
All right, so you guys start to bring the ship to the island.
Yeah, progress forward, I guess.
All right. As you come up, what you notice, Drazar, you've got some familiarity with, sailing in water and sky. This is normally when you would approach an island or something, you would have to worry about shallows or the shoals or various coral reefs that you would have to navigate around. But this whole island appears to be surrounded by very deep water to a point where you could bring the ship almost all the way up to the island shore itself, which looks like kind of a regular kind of beach, but it's just a sheer deep water drop off from where it kind of touches the water. So while it's a sandy kind of beach at the edge, as soon as it hits the water, it's just a sheer drop down. You can bring the ship almost all the way up to the island itself, which is very strange and abnormal. Since you guys don't have rowboats.
Well, we have a metal skiff boat.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Do you want to use your metallic metal aether skiff to
Nope.
go to shore? So you could pull up pretty close to it in this strange island, and as you do so, uh, there's not really a place to drop anchor per se, or a place to tie up the boat, the ship rather.
Can we
What do we do?
make a place to tie the boat? Like, can we pound like a some stakes into the shoreline and tie the boat to those or something? Make a makeshift tie point.
Yes, I could hammer it in if there's anything stony. Does it look like there's something like stone wise we can pass?
So, from what you see, it appears to be mostly a sandy beach with sparse vegetation and rock that slowly seems to have a path that leads up to a kind of rocky, mountainous incline to climb up to where this building is located at. But it could be feasible that you could stake down the ship or maybe even pull it ashore a bit if you got everybody working at it.
Let's pull to shore. What do you guys think?
Uh, it is possible, I suppose.
All right, let's do it. Let's pull to shore.
Everybody, roll me strength checks.
Oh boy, here we go. Find my skills, strength.
You guys hook up some lines to the ship, and everybody kind of jumps off onto shore and starts trying to pull and kind of tug the ship into this land base. The majority of your crew, especially the 14-year-old Liam, are not very strong, and they do a piss poor job at it. But your
But we
unskilled
have Korg.
people like Ray and Patrick managed to kind of hook up, and then Korg, Belina, Jazar. With the effort of the group, you managed to pull it up enough onto the shore to stake it down, where it's probably not going to go anywhere, and it might be a relatively safe place to rest. Provided there's no like massive storm or gigantic anything.
All right. Good job, everybody. You're. It looks like maybe it will work.
Drazar,
They're
please
kind
note
of
the
tired.
aside that was done in Fantasy Grounds to you. Sorry.
All right, everybody. Back onto the because we're all
Not
on
right.
shore right now.
Not right. When we get back, Korg.
Not while we're
She,
down
she,
there.
she says that part in Empire, and then she switches back over, and rather than taking the time to type it, goes, "Do we really want them drunk while we're in there when they've just been through some interesting? I think it would be better for our sake if they're not drunk and unsupervised."
They are supervised. I'm going to leave Johnny here with them.
Okay, well, I still think we should probably leave it as a reward, though.
I just thought that was very stressful over the last however many days it was we've been traveling, and they could use a break. I think it's been like a week, and they're probably tired and very stressed out. And the best way to relax is with a surprise. But
We will surprise them as soon as we get back.
No, Belina agrees with Cork.
If Johnny wants to take supervision, that's okay.
yeah, Johnny, would you mind staying on the ship with the crew and making sure they are safe and protected and well, uh, you know, not getting into trouble?
And make
Yes,
sure that last landing didn't do any additional damage.
Johnny agrees to stay with the ship and check it out and make sure everything's okay for everyone. And then he's more than happy to party and get drunk while everyone else does the hard work.
What?
Okay, in
He's
that
not
case,
really sure if
Captain.
he can get drunk because he's a robot man, but he's willing to give it a try.
In that case, Captain, go ahead and announce to the crew that you are
Well,
you are going to give them some rum before.
I, I really think that Dozar should do it since he is the one that provided it for them. I think that that is a good opportunity for Dozar as the first mate to step. Okay. Okay, I thought you just said no, and that was it. All right, sorry, my bad. I'll do it. No, go ahead.
He did.
Morale
He
needs
said
to
no.
come
You
from
do
the
it.
first mate or the morale needs to come from the captain or the first mate.
All right, listen up. Dozar has something for you.
I'd say no more than 3 bottles.
Hey. Huzzah! They all cheer. Your father and the elf wizard that have been journeying with you this whole time that we all forgot about. Also here.
Shoot!
They've been staying on this ship this whole time.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
I didn't realize they were still on the ship.
Oh, they were. I forgot. Wizard, you'll be coming with that. Oh, kidding. Sorry. No. All right. Then
Why is the wizard still traveling with us again? What were we supposed to do with him?
He was interested in discovering the homeland of the elves and the ancient order that Johnny belonged in, and said he would travel with you
which
to learn more about it. And you guys have on there still.
I think that that was going to be the next thing we did too.
Yeah, I think that one just moved up on our priority list so we can stop forgetting about the wizard.
Yeah, I thought that was what we were going to do after this one anyway, though. So, but all right, Zukuru, the rest besides Johnny who's staying behind. Zukuru, are you guys ready to venture forward? What time of the day is it? Right.
It is late in the afternoon, from what you can tell.
All right, you guys want to head out now or wait till first thing in the morning, or what do you want to? Paulina, Johanan, do you want to go now or do you want to wait until morning so we're nice and rested?
Well, the crew is already drinking.
That's probably true. All right, let's just head out then. Let's go. Get it done. Work through the night if we have to. That's okay.
You can cast
All right.
magic if needed inside.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta turn Lena up a bit there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I moved my mic away. I was munching on
okay.
something. But yeah. I can always cast the hut thing inside for protection if we have to stay in temple overnight.
Okay. Then let's go,
All right.
everybody.
So you guys head out across this. You start to follow this path, heads up into this kind of rocky area, made of this solid kind of slate type rock. You wind your way through it. It doesn't take long, maybe 20, 30 minutes, and you kind of crest the rise. And before you see this massive uh, temple with these kind of large stairs. It's circular and from where you can see, it looks like there's several towers that kind of ping off at different edges. The each tower is easily 60, 70 feet uh, tall, kind of climbing up. The central tower goes up to 300 feet high. It's massive in scale. It's hundreds of feet wide as you kind of move up towards it. Like you, it's built for giants in a land of giants kind of deal. Titans beyond compare. It dwarfs you in every way, shape, or form as you start to approach it. As you come up on the stairs, you see this kind of bedraggled old man, and he's kind of walking around. He wears this kind of torn and faded cloak upon his body, and he kind of looks up and he's like, ah, yes, yes. Oh, Kose has visitors again. Ah, people come to worship at the temple. Yes, you come to see Koze, find the secrets of creation. Yes.
Ah,
How is this man still alive? How long have you been here?
Oh, Koze has been here since the dawn of time. For as long as Koze know, Koze has been here. But never has Koze have visitors such as you, and you are second visitors to Koze in such short time. Come to seek the wisdom of the ancients, do you? You come to pray before the temples of the primes.
Wait, Jose, you said that there are more than us that visit.
Yes, yes, yes. You come to visit Koze, but you are not the first to come. No, men come in rows. They come seeking the gifts of the primes. They leave frustrated and angry because they do not have the keys to wisdom. No.
Don't worry, we have plenty of. We don't have any keys. Did you bring keys?
um, did we bring keys? Did we bring the stones? No, we don't have the stones. We gave the stones to Jack.
The stone is not the key. He needs a key. He said the
Oh,
keys to the wisdom.
but maybe the stones are keys. Maybe we don't know. There are many types of keys. Maybe the key is an answer or a question or an action.
Can you take us
Can
to the place where the keys go?
Can you guys see this map?
See
Yes.
most of it, yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure because the
I'm not seeing much yet. It's still trying to load. I think.
it
I can
I
play.
got it's a big circle with a set of steps.
yeah, I noticed on it doesn't look like it's showing up for some other people. It's masked though, so you might need to
I zoomed
Okay,
out and it appeared, and then I can zoom in on.
your view, zoom out, and then zoom.
there we go. Okay.
It's very large.
Yes. Yes,
You
there's a
might need to
whole.
resize it. When I said hundreds of feet, I meant hundreds of feet.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
This is
I found us now. I found us
the,
now.
the largest map I have ever drawn. I just sent it to. If you click the arrow in the upper right corner, you can send it to your background. And I found that's the easiest way to kind of navigate it. Put it in your background and move from there, and then kind of go. But
That's
just as an FYI for this temple.
oh wow.
I did not know you could make it a background. Huh.
Yep,
I
that
gotta
was
figure out how to navigate it as a
a new
background.
thing that came out a couple months ago. When we first started playing, you couldn't do that. But like he looks at you, he's like, "You seek to know, because they cannot tell you the secrets of the ancients. You must learn wisdom from yourself. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
You will enter the temple of the primes, and you shall unlock the secrets of creation yourselves. Yes, because they knows you are the one. You will do. You will succeed. Where Koze failed.
Koze has not unlocked anything? Been here since beginning of time and not got in? I'm confused.
The keys are lost. Koze cannot leave. Koze cannot find the keys to wisdom. But you can find keys. You can learn secrets of the primes. Find ways. Yes, find the wisdom of the ancients. You can
Okay.
show Kose the way. Yes, Kose can know the way.
Oh, I'm convinced. Let's go, everybody. This sounds perfectly legitimate and safe to me.
Belina just looks at Korg like, and why not just jump into a pond with girl calling help that tries to kill you?
But I almost saved her.
You almost died.
I also almost saved her.
Saved her from what? Killing you?
Drowning.
She was didn't need to drown. She was already dead person.
But what if she wasn't? I could have saved her.
You could. You know what? No.
This whole exchange is getting in for the two of you.
Digital high fives. Okay.
Woo!
Moving on then. All right. Okay then. You go ahead. Yeah, we just follow behind. I've got the rope ready this time. I'm not. I'll pull you back if I need to. But gosh darn it.
All right, then let's go. I'm ready. Kuzi, you say?
Yes.
You can show me where to go, right? And then I'll find your key, and then I'll maybe unlock something. And
He just taps on Korg's shoulder. Give the rope of entangling and tie it to yourself and give me other end. I'm
oh,
done with this
okay.
game.
And I use my command word to wrap around me and hand him the other side. I
He
can't move
starts
my
to
piece
lead
out,
you kind of into this grand, uh, massive central hall. And as you enter, you notice a string of pillars kind of spaced out across the hall to either side. And it goes back, it's easily 200 feet across in any direction as he kind of leads. And you notice it's kind of worn down. The temple appears uh, ancient, possibly one of the oldest things you've ever seen, but surprisingly intact. But you can see the signs of age everywhere. The columns appear kind of faded, worn. They don't have any like new luster to them. Some of the tiles in the floor are cracked, kind of broken, run down. It's definitely not your most posh and pristine of environments, a lot of chips and cracks across the wood or the area. As he starts to lead you kind of deeper in, he starts to guide you towards a pedestal in the center of this massive room. And he walks kind of hunched over um, as he moves along, kind of hobbling a bit. It looks almost like he would need a cane, but he somehow still manages to walk without one. And as he comes up, he kind of gestures towards this stone pedestal that kind of rises up out of the ground here. And like, this seeking the wisdom of creation, you must unlock the doors. You need the keys. And he kind of gestures off towards this center stone pillar. It kind of has this dais that leads up to it, and then there's this it's kind of cracked and worn. The stone appears broken in several places. And as you guys are walking through and you look around the temple, what you notice is across the outside wall is just this etched kind of mural of various scenes. Uh, just water crashing into fire and kind of looks a little bit like maybe primordial beings engaged in a battle, like this huge lumbering mountain that appears to have taken like this anthropomorph form is like slamming a fist, the size of a literal mountain into like this blazing fire that kind of seems to shift and shimmer as you look at it, as cascading waves kind of blow through in this intricate mural that covers the entire walls and dome. Just this epic battle of kind of primordial titans playing out before you. And despite the age of the structure and everything, there's just this like presence of kind of this awe of the craftsmanship that went in to the creation of this temple, designing these scenes.
Belina will carefully walk over to this central pedestal and take a look at it, see what's there.
All right, so as you walk up this pedestal, does anyone else walk up with Belina?
I do. Yeah, Korg's going to. Yeah, yep.
Okay.
I'm studying the walls.
This is
From where I am, but I'm studying.
It's a massive map for Fantasy Grounds to process. So just give me a second. My system tried. I told you there was a chance I'd crash everyone's computers today. This map is so insane. I gotta play catch up right now. There we go. Maybe. Maybe. It's thinking. Still thinking. My Fantasy Grounds is hung up a bit. I thought I'd crash your systems. May have crashed my own. Looks like I played myself. Well, I mean,
No, mine just got an upgrade. I'm good.
Fantasy Grounds is a 32-bit application, so no matter how beefy I make it, it still has limitations until Unity comes out. It can't like up. I think you guys are moving your token, and my system's not able to register the fact that you guys moved your tokens.
I can't even
The
click my
kid's trying
token.
to.
When I shifted it to the background, I no longer can select my token. I don't know what's going on.
It's the map being crazy. It's the map. It's the map. It's too big of a map. Because it is a massive. My is thinking again. I might have to. I mean, you guys get the gist of what it looks like.
Yeah.
I have another picture I have to show you, but I can't because
I'm
just keeps
being
hanging up.
paged by a 4-year-old. I'll be right back.
Oh yay! Okay, put it. Oh, sort appropriately. Dim. So as you approach this pedestal rising up from the ground, Belina, and anybody else who's looking at it, you notice that it is kind of chipped and broken in a lot of places, and you see these arcane sigils that seem to form a spidery script with there's 5 circular inserts forming a pentagon around this symbol that seems to feed in to this central circle, and it's scripted with arcane writing across it. The center circle appears to be broken up into 5 distinct kind of triangular insets.
Okay. Do we have the little stone circle things?
You do not. They are with left hand jack still. You do notice that these 5 circles, as you look around, you see 5 doors around the temple that seem to vaguely coincide with the shapes of the uh, the circles on this pedestal.
So, what one is at the top?
At the top,
Yeah. So, like, if you're looking at there's 2 at the bottom, 2 to the sides, and 1 on the top. If I look
yeah,
at the
so
door straight ahead of it, what symbol is there?
so the doors themselves don't have symbols, just
No
the pedestal
symbols.
symbol.
Just the pedals. Okay.
Yeah, but the circles on the pedestal seem to line up with where the doors in this room are.
Okay. And there's no elemental symbols on any of them at all.
No. However, who else is there?
I walked up next to him.
Okay, Korg also being there. You can't quite make out what it says, but these scripts on some of these look very similar to dialects of primordial, especially for you. Uh, One of them, kind of in the lower right, seems almost reminiscent of Aquan, but it doesn't. The actual lettering doesn't make sense. It's like it looks like it could have been written in some way, but when you try to translate it, one, you're 6 intelligence barbarian, and
I can't
2,
read it
it's just
anyway.
the words just it's just scribbles that look familiar to you when you used to do your crayon drawings as a kid.
Oh, this one right here, and I'm gonna point at it. This one right here. I've seen something like this before when I was a kid, and I used to met like my parents and stuff, and we did some drawings and things sometimes. These look kind of familiar.
Okay. Um, so, uh, Belina will look at him and look at that one, and then she will think for a minute, and
I'll go ahead and walk up just because Cork's pointing out something, so I'm going to go ahead and close the distance.
she's
Does it make any more sense to me that
So, with your kind of inherent, as you look at it, make a Arcana check.
just a sec? I can't because every time I try and do anything, I get the do you want to close your program or wait for it to respond?
I'll roll. You add your modifier. You ready?
You might you might need to close the map.
All right, I'll roll. You add your modifier. You
I
ready?
also found it actually is
It's
working.
letting me move things. It's letting me move things. It's letting me move things.
I
Everybody hold your
popped it
breath.
out of the background, and it's actually working better if it popped out of the background. So
Should have taken mine. I rolled an 18. I told you.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't even see what or if I rolled. It
You
kind of
gotta-
froze up on me again.
So you look at the writing,
Because
and
I do have my language. I don't have one of the subtypes of primordial. I have
yeah,
primordial
you have
itself.
the root primordial. Yes. So you, as you look at the language, you can tell that 4 of these symbols are some sort of kind of dialect of primordial, but the dialect is old. It's not like common vernacular. It'd be like reading old English today. Like the words and letters are there, but the they just they don't make a lot of sense in how they're done. Like very ancient, but 4 of them do seem to correspond slightly with the 4 common languages that you're aware of. That one in the uppermost portion, however, is different from all the rest. And then these interconnecting lines are also not based in primordial, and the center circle is not based in primordial. It's some other sort of arcane script that you can't really decipher or figure.
none of it's in Sylvan.
None of it is in Sylvan
Okay.
or Empire tongue.
Okay. So Belina's just going to being silly. She's going to go ahead and in the circle that he said was like what he was to the children. She's going to assume that means it's like the Aquin or whatever, and she's just going to start tracing the symbol for the waves that they had found before, and just kind of tracing it inside the circle area there, and see if anything happens.
Make an intelligence check. See how well you can recall what that symbol's supposed to look like.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's just straight memory.
Okay. Oof. Where's that at? Okay. That's just gonna be a straight roll. Oh, come on. I don't want my whole character sheet. I want the die. Nah. Not a good roll. Oh well.
Yeah, so you kind of move your finger around in the hole and what you think are waves. You give it some nice crest. You're like, yeah, I think it was something kind of like this, and nothing really seems to happen.
Wait, that's not right. The resort, didn't you draw a picture of it? I thought when we had it, you drew a picture of it.
Um, I don't think that's real.
He didn't do that. I thought that he had sketched the things when we had them. It, I oh, okay. I thought that you had sketched them, so my bad. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Mm.
It's okay. Belina just did. Belina, I don't think that worked.
Oh, maybe we need, like I said, maybe we actually need the stones.
Do what if you just need to hit it really hard with a hammer?
No, that doesn't work.
Have you tried it?
We shouldn't.
You guys are no fun.
Nope.
Well,
I'm gonna.
maybe you have to be really strong and push it out of the way.
Can you even read what this says?
You lost me at can you even read?
See that it no. I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna kind of tug on the rope that I have attached to Korg as we start to walk towards the door that's associated with the awkward symbol, so we can kind of investigate it a little bit.
Well, I guess I'm now a pet on a leash. Let's go.
All right, so you guys head over towards this side door. Give me 1 second, cause I put you guys on the wrong layer.
Ah!
Which is why nobody could touch their stuff.
It can grab me now. I head over to this one over here, I guess. And Korg gets drugged behind. Ah!
It's the other one. I apologize.
Oh, you said the lower is the other way?
Yeah, the
Uh,
lower left, not the lower right. I messed up.
Lower left, she says. Oh, okay. I have to move the map.
It's a giant map.
Where'd my
Yes.
character go?
Yes, I know some of these were.
My character fell off the map. Oh, there it is. Okay.
So as you head over to this door, what you know is the door is perfectly smooth, a slightly different colored stone, forming kind of a circular archway. And above it is a small blue gemstone.
Bird person can fly and get see if gemstone come out.
It is like fused into the stone itself, almost as though it grew from the stone. It does not come out. Sure, you can try to dagger this stone. You can't find a seam to fit the dagger into.
Okay.
Why is
So
Razar allowed to use his weapons on the doors, but when I offer it as a
I did not
solution,
tell
it's a
Jazar to
bad.
use weapon. I did not say use weapon. I said go see if stone come out. I did not say use weapon. That's different. Someone want to go pour water in the hole?
I kind of have to pee. Will that count?
No.
Oh, well, it okay.
Someone just go pour some water into the hole in the pedestal.
Razar, you can do that, right? Oh, but before you go here, and I'll hold out my mug. Let me have a little first.
Lower left. Lower left. Yeah, well, the you got to go to the pedestal. But yeah, the one we're at in comparison to the pedestal.
As you pour the water into the hole, and it slowly fills the hole up, and then starts pouring over the pedestal onto the ground.
That is unfortunate. I don't think we have the keys today. We have to go see Jack. Yeah, it is unfortunate.
Kind of wish we really could have gone to her first before we came here, but
Almost like
at
we
least
tried to contact her, but then her contact got cut off, and we didn't
But
have a location,
so
and
now we
almost
know
like the
what.
DM didn't want us to. Oh, that's metagame. My bad.
No, no. Now that we know what we need when we go see her, we can get what we needed. We would have gone seen her, come here, and not have the stuff anyway, and now we go back and get it. So now we just
Maybe, but
It's
maybe
not like you would have asked her to hand over
this
these
is true. But
sigils.
I'm wondering if the other people came here and they couldn't get in. I'm wondering if we need all 5 of the sigils in order to get everything to open.
do
Because
you
if
do you think that that is why those guys came after us?
yeah, they did ask for the symbol things, so maybe they needed them in order to finish open.
What do you think is so important at this big old temple that they wanted some little
Uh,
rocks?
did you see the big ball of aether above temple? If
Oh,
maybe if they get in to control temple, they can control all the aether power.
I mean, I don't have any aether power anyway. What does that affect?
Uh, It's but that means they might be able to find a way to actually control aether, which means they control skies. Period. They can take the power
But
from other
but
ships. You
they
have
can't
aether
take.
power in ship, yes?
But they can't take the skies from me. Uh,
That's why we need to stop them.
Your ability to talk to your snake.
that takes
Yes.
aether. I thought I could just do that. Wait, guys, I do have aether. I forgot all about that. That I
it's
can
it's
use
almost
magic.
like it flows through all things. The
Corchus has a
rock,
low midi
the
chlorian.
tree, the lake, the ship.
Horrible.
So then we leave here and have to come back.
Well, Jack did say to just investigate, and we did. We came and we looked at it, and we found out that we can't do anything here right now.
But we did learn one very important thing.
Pouring water in the hole didn't work
No, that also the bad guys can't do anything here either.
yet.
But we did learn that.
Yes,
We need to get this information back to Jack and let her know that those sigils are very important.
maybe.
Johannes, Johannan, can you send a message again and let her know that those are very important and they're going to be looking for her? The bad guys from the Empire?
Yep, not a problem.
Are you guys gonna send a message to Jack now?
If my brain will give me 20 words, it'll make it happen, yes. Sorry, I've hit sleep time.
We're about to wrap up for the night, so
This is a very RP heavy session, which is fine. I'm okay with that.
It was fun. It was fun. It was lots of fun. Yeah, I'm sending something to Jack along the lines of um,
Found temple.
cult,
Found temple.
found temple.
Aether vortex.
Okay, fine. You give me my 20 words.
You said you're sleepy. I'm just trying to help. So, found temple, Aether vortex, cult already here, but left. Think need sigils as keys.
okay. So that's what you send off.
That's what I suggest.
Shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you get a quick reply. It's like a situation more dire than originally thought. Meet at Salash as last transcript said to do. Where are you? And then it just ends.
God damn it.
So let's go back to that place again.
Okay.
Wait, so what did Jack say?
Apparently, the town that we couldn't understand was the where was the one that we just left. So Jack is where we were a couple weeks ago.
Back in Salash?
Yes.
Well, then let's hurry back to there and we can see her again.
Yep.
Did we want to try anything else real quick before we go? I mean, I don't think anything has worked so far anyway. That's a solid no from everybody from what I heard. Let's go.
I'm out of
Okay,
ideas.
Jack.
Alright. So you guys slowly start making your way back to the ship. What nobody seemed to notice as you leave is that that crazy old man Koze is nowhere to be found. You guys were focusing on the pedestal and he just kind of disappeared from your sight completely, as though he was never there. You
He's
make
so
your way
creepy.
back to the ship. It doesn't take too long to get there. A decent amount of your crew has been drinking for the bottles of rum that were left behind. Kind of there's like a bonfire on the beach, which is strange because there wasn't really a lot of forestation to get wood, and they're kind of dancing and having a quick party as you guys come back.
Belina just looks at the fire and goes to check the supplies to see if they were burning the spare planks for repairing the ship.
You notice, if you were keeping strict inventory, that perhaps some of that is missing now.
Hey, this looks like a lot of fun.
Hi.
What a drink.
Well, looks like we're here for the night until everyone sobers up enough to sail.
And that is where we will end for the night. So, for those tuning in Twitch land, thank you for joining us tonight for our RP heavy session. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.